Glenview Health Club, Marcus Aurelius proprietor speaking.
Good. I hope you intend to stay there for the next 30 minutes or so.
Who is this?
Victoria Riley.
Oh.
Marco, I have a few things to discuss with you. I'll be right over, and you'd best be there.
Mrs. Riley. How are you? You know, I was checking my records before, and I realized that you and your husband had never joined our health club. Now, as luck would have it, we happen to right now be running a new introductory package for family members and things, and you and your husband can join.
Marco, that's enough. Now, I have come here to tell you one thing. In the future, you will leave Karen Wolek alone.
Leave Karen?
That's right. You will stop forcing her to prostitute herself for you.
I have forced Karen to prostitute herself.
That's right. And I mean that word literally, Marco. Now, Karen has told me everything, so don't you deny it.
Well, let me straighten a couple things out here. Karen Wolek is not an exactly truthful person. Now, I hate to say this, but I think you ought to know.
Why would she lie about something like that?
She didn't exactly lie, but she did misrepresent some very important points. For instance, I didn't make her do anything. She started that all on her own, long time ago.
I don't believe you.
Well, would you like the names of some of the gentlemen she was seeing long before I was involved with her? Believe me, Mrs. Riley, they would shock you. As a matter of fact, one or two of those men were even in your own home.
Marco, you don't seem to understand me. Karen told me the whole story, everything, including the reason why you can blackmail her. So don't you lie to me.
The whole story?
That's right.
Well, then she must have told you how she used to hang out in the truck stop bars all by herself and pick up men. Or did she tell you the real story about that time she was beat up? Now, that's really very interesting. It was quite masochistic of her. In fact, she was asking for that. No, I didn't figure she told you all that. You see, I did her a favor. I took her out of the streets, out of those sleazy bars where she could have gotten hurt. And I organized that little hobby of hers into a business where she could make money in her spare time. Well, it was a friend helping a friend. Believe me, I didn't get anything out of it.
I saw you take money from a man at the Wallington Hotel because you'd introduced him to Karen.
All right, I made a couple of bucks here and there, but can't you understand that given what she started all on her own, that I was helping her?
You have forced a woman to prostitute herself for you, and you have the nerve to tell me you were helping her? You were doing her a favor?
I can see that no matter what I say to you, you're just going to interpret it your own way. All right, Mrs. Riley. Tell me, what is it that you propose to do?
I haven't decided that yet.
Are you going to tell Larry? Because if you do, I think you should realize that he's partly to blame for her wandering around. And what about Danny? Nice thing for a kid to have to hear around the schoolyard that his mother's a hooker in her spare time.
There is no need for Danny to know anything.
Now, let's be serious, Mrs. Riley. This is a small town. People eat up gossip like that, especially when it involves someone who's practically a member of the Lord family.
Marco, you can't blackmail me.
Now, did I say anything about blackmail?
Dr. Wolek will not suffer from this, nor will his son. But you will, if you don't stay away from Karen.
Am I to take that as a threat?
No, you are not. That is a fact. Marco, I will ruin you. I will drive you out of this town. I will create so much trouble for you wherever you go that you will wish you had never heard of me, Landy, or Karen Wolek in your life. Do I make myself clear to you? Leave her alone.
Wait, let me just straighten this out for myself. You actually intend to change Karen's head around. I mean, I understand your good intentions, but Karen is a lost cause.
I'm not interested in your opinion, Marco. I am telling you, if you don't stay away from her, you will be very, very sorry.
Suppose I'll find my name in the banner in some unpleasant context, huh?
Yes, among other things. And not only in the banner, Marco, in every single newspaper that we own clear across the country. In fact, when I consider all the possibilities, you would be well advised to pack up and leave Landview and never come back. Now, I think I've made myself very clear.
Viki, come in.
I'm sorry to bother you, but I want to stop by my way. Sorry. Gracious. Sorry, I didn't mean to look so shocked. Isn't this your night at the hospital?
No, I traded with Herb Rosenthal.
We're having coffee. Will you join us?
No, thank you. I really can't stay. I've left Kevin with Tina. Actually, the reason I came by, I think I left my scarf here this afternoon. It's a silk scarf. It's red and black, and Joe gave it to me. Did you find it?
No. Maybe we left it in the kitchen when we were in there. Let's
Okay.
No, I'll take a look. You stay here. Sit down, rest your bones.
Thank you.
Thanks, honey.
I've talked to Marco.
Already?
Yes. Now, I don't think that he will bother you again. If he does, you are not to knuckle under. Do you hear me?
What'll I do? What'll I say?
You don't do anything. You call me immediately if he ever tries to get in touch with you again.
Well, I'm sorry. I don't see it out there.
Oh, dear. That means I must have left it downtown somewhere. Oh, what a shame. Well, I'm sorry. I have to get back. Kevin's cutting 2-year molars, and he's waking up a lot at night lately.
What are you doing, breaking Tina in as a babysitter?
I'm trying, but unfortunately, with what's happening with her mother, her mind is pretty much on that these days. I'm terribly sorry to have bothered you, too.
No problem.
Don't you worry, okay?
We'll love to Joe.
Thanks, Larry. Thanks again.
Bye-bye. Hey.
Sorry. When she said something about Tina, I got all choked up. I thought how difficult it must be for a 16-year-old girl with her mother like that.
That's pretty tough on Viki, too. She was pretty shaken.
Yeah. She's got to be the most wonderful, supportive person I think I've ever known.
I agree with you, but what brought that fun?
Well, she knows what to say. She knows how to help people. She knows the right thing to do, the right thing to say.
Mr. Craig is in there with her now? Oh, yes, would you? Just say that Mrs. Clayton's daughter called. Yes, he knows how to reach me. Thank you very much. Aunt Viki, I just called the hospital and they said that Mom is in a coma.
Oh, is Jim Craig with her?
Yes, he's going to call as soon as he gets a chance, but nothing like this has ever happened before. I mean, she's never been this bad.
Sit down for a minute. Tina, dear, you must realize your mother has been in a great deal of pain lately.
Well, yes, but the pills that Dr. Wolek gave her and the shots she's been getting at the hospital...
They've helped, and your mother puts up a wonderful face when we're around. But you have to face the fact that she's been in a great deal of pain, and it's merciful that she's lost consciousness.
But how's she going to get well if this keeps on happening?
Honey, you have to listen to me.
You've given up, haven't you?
No, it's not a matter...
Well, I haven't. Now, Aunt Viki, you don't understand. And I think that Mom and I are the only ones who do. We're the only ones that really believe she's going to get well, and she is. And I know it. Now, I'm going to go up to my room for a little while. Would you please let me know when Dr. Craig calls?
Tina... Would you look in at Kevin, please, when you're up there?
Sure.
Thank you.
Hi, sweetheart.
Hi.
Sorry I'm late. I got held up at the office.
Oh, Joe.
Hey, what is this? What's wrong?
It's Tina. She called the hospital. Irena's in a coma.
Sweetheart, she has to be told.
I know, but even if we tell her, she won't accept it. Darling, I feel so helpless. I feel she must be prepared for what's going to happen now.
I agree with you totally. It could be...
Aunt Viki?
What?
Kevin's awake. He's asking for you.
Thank you. Sweetheart, do me a favor. Turn on the oven, would you? 300 degrees.
Hello, Tina.
Hi. But if you could just tell her that tell Mrs. Clayton that her daughter called and that I'll stop by to see her tomorrow morning. All right? Yes, thank you very much.
Yeah, good. Finally got Kevin settled. Tina? I heard you on the telephone. Were you talking to the hospital?
They said there's no change. She woke up for a little while, but...
Did you talk to her?
No, the nurse thought it would be better not to bother her tonight.
Tina.
I don't know, Aunt Viki. I guess every time I call the hospital, I keep hoping they're going to tell me that she's getting better.
But she's holding her own and she's comfortable.
Well, holding her own isn't enough. I mean, that's not going to get us out of here.
Darling, I know that you would like very much to get back home, but don't you feel welcome here? Is that a problem?
I didn't mean that the way it sounded. I don't know how to put it into words.
I'll try.
Well, it's like Dad.
Why, what about your father?
Well, I mean, he didn't understand. I mean, leaving us the way he did.
Oh, sweetheart, your mother wasn't ill then, and he had no way of knowing.
I'm not talking about that. I don't know. Do men ever know understand what we're thinking or how we feel?
Some men do. Your Uncle Joe does. He always knows exactly what I'm thinking. It's terrible. He loves you, you know, and he wants you to be happy here. Is that what's upset you? You don't feel welcome here, do you? Is that why you're so anxious to go home?
You know what I'd like to do? Make a pineapple upside-down cake.
You what?
Well, you know, I saw the card in your recipe box. It said Aunt Mary's pineapple upside-down cake.
Yeah, so that's Aunt Mary from Davenport. She gave me that recipe a long time ago, but I've never tried it.
Well, maybe I could make it tonight, and then I could bring it to Mom tomorrow.
Sure. I think we have all the ingredients in the kitchen. Come on, then. I'll help you start it. Let me know if you need any help, Tina.
Many years ago, Marco and I got into trouble with the law back in Colorado. And he went to jail because I turned state's evidence against him. But I was involved in it too, and he said that if I didn't prostitute myself, he was going to tell Larry. And so you see, Viki, if he had told Larry, Larry never would have married me. Larry would find it very difficult to understand that was when I was young and wild.
This is unbelievable. Marco forcing you to do that?
Oh, he's despicable. Yes, and he's also very mean, and I know that he could hurt me, and he would, and that's why I haven't been able to break away. But you've got to believe that I've tried, Viki. I really have tried.
Oh, yes, I believe you. Sure, I believe you. You just haven't had the power. The only person who can deal with this is somebody who has more power than Marco. Somebody like my husband. Joe could handle it, I'm sure of that.
No, Viki. Viki, you can't tell Joe. You can't tell anyone. You can't. Nobody can help.
You cannot continue to let Marco exploit you.
No, but I feel now like I can handle Marco.
You just said you couldn't.
I know I did, but I feel differently now. It's... All of a sudden, I'm not alone. I tried to tell people before. I tried to tell Will. I tried to tell Jenny, but I couldn't get it out. And now that you know, I feel stronger. I feel like I can deal with Marco. But please, Viki, you've got to promise me not to tell anyone. Please promise me no one.
All right. All right.
Thank you.
Mrs. Atlas, I presume.
What?
Well, you know, carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders.
Oh.
Okay, come on. What's on your mind?
Oh, same old stuff. Irene and Tina and the whole situation.
You know, that child's very sensitive, picks up vibes all over the place. Some that aren't even there.
Like what?
Well, she has the idea that I can't wait to see her get out of here.
Did she say that?
Not in so many words, but she tried to reassure me just as soon as her mother's able to travel, she's going to pack her bags and vacate the place.
Oh, well, now I understand.
What do you do? Would you please explain it to me? Because I promise you I didn't say one word to her that could have indicated in any way.
No, she didn't, darling. I think she just basically mistrusts men. Since her father deserted her, she's taken great pains to protect herself so that you'll never be hurt like that again. No, I think she likes you very much. Which, from her point of view, means she has to try even harder to keep you at arm's length.
Do you think so?
I know so, from lots of little things she said to me.
Okay, so how do I get past that, huh?
Do you want to?
Well, of course, if she's going to be living here with us.
You're doing that for me, aren't you?
Well, you've done me a favor or two in the past.
Oh, sweetheart, you won't be sorry. She's a very loving child, and once the two of you...
Yes, I know. It'll be as if she'd lived here all her life, right? Okay. How do I start?
Just be yourself. Just be the kind, gentle, wonderful man that I know and love. Oh, darling, thank you. Thank you.
Oops. Sorry. I guess I should learn to knock, huh?
No, absolutely not.
Aunt Viki, I've got a problem with the cake. Do you think you could give me a hand?
Sure.
I love you.
You guys do that often?
As often as possible, yeah.
I think it's nice.